Whoa. Whoa. That wasn't a real Oculus Rift, guys. That was one I made out of cardboard because I'm poor. Hello, everybody. I'm Max Scoville for Destructoid, and here is your news for Thursday, today, this week. Do the math. If you didn't hear about it, the real Oculus company was purchased by Facebook yesterday for $2 billion. Like, actually, good lord, actually that much money, and everyone freaked out about it, and the internet blew up, and everyone got all huffy. And I'm not going to talk about that, because I think that horse has been beaten until it is now like a dusty horse skeleton out in the desert. There's no flesh left on that horse. Everyone's beaten it completely off. Everyone's beaten the horse off. But what I am going to tell you about is Batman Arkham Knight, which is the new Batman game. This is the final part of the Arkham trilogy by Rocksteady Games. That last one that came out last fall doesn't count because that was made by other people and everyone got huffy about it. This is definitely Rocksteady, back to their thing that they do right, which is making good Batman games. And Arkham Knight is their first foray into next gen, or current gen. I hate that we have to debate what gen we're talking about. My girlfriend's name is Jen, which makes it even more confusing. Anyway, yeah, Xbox One, PS4, and PC is what this is going to be on, and it definitely looks like it. It's very shiny, very pretty, lots of stuff blows up, things are destructible, there are particle effects. One thing I thought was incredibly impressive is there's a part where Batman jumps off a building and it's raining, and you're seeing the raindrops kind of falling as you're diving through them, which just looked gorgeous. I would show it to you, but I don't actually have any game B-roll to show you, which is kind of a crappy thing. We got some screenshots to check out if you're into that, but otherwise I'm just gonna be rolling in some of the trailer here. So the premise of the game is basically Arkham City, but turned up to 11. Scarecrow has done this big weapons of mass destruction, fear gas threat, and everyone in Gotham has cleared the hell out, so bad guys have run rampant, and they are running around doing crimes, and so Batman has to cruise around and police them. It's a pretty standard premise. The real big new thing here is the Batmobile, which is the car that Batman drives around in, if you didn't know that. This has been developed with Rocksteady and DC together, and it looks a lot like the Tumbler from the Christopher Nolan movies, but it's kind of more spiky and angular, and just it looks generally more armored, as you would kind of expect in the Arkham universe. The Batmobile has a few tricks. It can shoot missiles and blow stuff up, but they're like non-lethal missiles, so you're really just, incapacitating enemy vehicles, things like that. It can catapult Batman out of it, so you can just go full speed with your, Bat rocket boosters on, and then just launch yourself out of the Batmobile and then go soaring across Gotham City, it looks fun. There are some new Riddler challenges that go with the Batmobile, so as opposed to doing like weird little kind of puzzle obstacle courses as Batman, you are now doing them in the Batmobile, so it's like you have to flip switches to go off ramps accordingly. As for Batman, he has a new takedown, which is called, I think, a fear takedown, which allows him to like stealth attack a whole bunch of dudes at once by scaring them. Batman can take weapons from enemies. He can just steal a bat from a guy, and then he's Batman in two senses of the word. I gotta say, it looks shiny, it looks pretty, it looks bigger, but at the same time, there's a lot here that really isn't wowing me. It really is, it's what's new here, and the answer is it doesn't feel like that much. Yes, you have a car to drive around in, but that feels almost kind of perfunctory in an open world game in 2014, especially if they're going to next gen. The Batmobile does look really cool. You can drive through walls and shit and blow a lot of stuff up and go off jumps and drive on rooftops and, go flying over it, but it really just kind of feels like a kind of high-res version of Arkham City. And I don't know, I mean, they made a really, really good game with the last one, and I think it's going to be hard for them to top it, but we will have to wait and see. That's slated for a fall release sometime, and if you're curious, go check out Brett's full write-up on Destructoid. While we're on the subject of open-world games about vigilantism, well, we've got some new details about Watchdogs, and I've been kind of tired of hearing about Watchdogs because we've been talking about it for like 2 years at this point, and it's finally going to be coming out on May 27th, and I thought I wasn't excited about it, but then some new stuff showed up that actually kind of piqued my interest once again. For starters, there's this trailer, which is called Welcome to Chicago, and it is basically a blatant ripoff of the GTA 5 trailers, where you've got, sunshine shining and people crossing streets and cars driving around, and then like kind of a gritty narrator being like, I came to the city thinking I could do blah, 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 blah. However, I do think that kind of going back to the really basic stuff about this world you're in, like here are people going about their daily routines, it kind of reminds me that it isn't all this crazy over-the-top hackathon like it's been kind of hyped up to be. community. And sure, the hackathon stuff is going to be really cool, but I think the reminder that it is kind of a living, breathing city is what really kind of attracts my interest about open world games. So the trailer's pretty cool, but I'm actually more excited about the screenshots, which is really weird because very rarely is that the case, but there are some incredibly strange screenshots that showed up for Watchdogs that I have a lot of questions about. For starters, here are some things that we are seeing are in this game. Robot spiders, I don't know why that's a thing. They are in there apparently. I don't know if this is from some other game that got mixed in or if it's gonna get super weird and there's just gonna be robot drones everywhere in Watch Dogs, but we haven't seen anything indicating that there are robot spiders in this game until this one screenshot, so I'm really confused. Then of course there's Truckosaurus. Why is Truckosaurus in Watch Dogs? I don't know, but I want the game now because of this. Then, of course, there are prostitutes, which is just sort of a reminder that, yes, this is an open-world game where there's prostitutes. That one prostitute has glasses on. I bet she goes to community college. Then, of course, we got this punk rock security camera. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm guessing this really cool-looking security camera is guarding the place where they keep Truckosaurus, and some guy was like, man, pigeons keep shitting on my cameras. I'm gonna put spikes on it, paint it pink. Oh, and then there's fishing. I don't know if you'll get to fish in Watch Dogs, but there you go. Some screenshots that attracted my attention. Maybe you will appreciate them too. Moving on, if you have a Wii U and you're bored and don't have anything to do, well, you might want to check out the Sonic Lost World DLC that just came out. This is free DLC, and it is a Sonic the Hedgehog Zelda mashup, where Sonic is dressed as Link, and he's running around in this like Hyrule-inspired level, and there are chickens and rupees and Zelda enemies, and it seems really cute. Chris Carter has a little write-up about that. He said that it could have been a lot more thorough and involved, but it still is really endearing, and there was kind of a lovely attention to detail, and it's a nice indication of what Sega and Nintendo can do together. If you want to check that out, there's a link in the video description. Now, if you're a fussy 90s baby like me and the idea of Sonic the Hedgehog and Link combined really freaks you out, well, I have some good news for you, and that good news is Fulgore. Yes, of course, Fulgore is the guy who is like the dude from Killer Instinct, where they were pretty much like, what if the Predator had two sword things on his hands and instead of dreadlocks, he just had a ponytail? And oh, by the way, he's a cyborg. Well, now he's in Killer Instinct, and presumably you can play as him for free or buy him for $5 or however the hell that payment model works. Or on the subject of Killer Instinct, one thing that was sort of a concern is what's going to happen to it since the developers who worked on it, Double Helix Games, have been bought up by Amazon. Well, the answer to that is Iron Galaxy is going to be picking up the slack. Iron Galaxy are the guys who did Dive Kick and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition Tournament Arcade Ultra. I think just the first part of that sentence. But yeah, those guys obviously have experience making fighting games, so hopefully they do more stuff involving Fulgore. So I get to say the word Fulgore. Fulgore. My one big huge regret from GDC is I didn't check out Goat Simulator, which apparently was there. I'm extremely upset I haven't gotten to play this. This is a game where you play as a goat. That's it, really. You're just a goat and you go around and you blow shit up like gas stations and cars, and apparently you can chase people with an axe. Well, the fine folks behind Goat Simulator have put up an amazing trailer, which is just shamelessly aping the Dead Island trailer from all those years ago, where it showed little girl falling out the window in slow motion and played the sad, soft music, and everyone was like, oh my god, this game is going to be so thought-provoking, and then it came out and everyone went, oh. Well, Goat Simulator probably isn't going to be sad or thought-provoking or anything like that. That is coming out April 1st. I want it so bad. It looks so stupid and so dumb, and dear God, I just want to blow up shit as a goat. Last piece of news isn't exclusively game-related, but you probably give a shit nonetheless. The trailer for Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been, it's come out of its shell. Anyway, the trailer, it looks like a Michael Bay movie featuring Ninja Turtles. I don't know what you really were expecting. It definitely looks like the whole Transformers approach. Things look kind of different. There are no flame decals on any of the Ninja Turtles, though I think some of them are wearing board shorts, maybe some wraparound shades. April O'Neil is played by Megan Fox. Apparently, April O'Neil's dad in the movie storyline is friends with Shredder, and they were working on the Ooze together. And oh, by the way, Shredder is played by Kevin Fichtner, who you probably recognize as the bank teller from The Dark Knight and other roles he's been in. In any case, yeah, Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles, I don't know. Probably gonna see it. It's gonna be stupid. What were you expecting? That's all your news. I'm Max Scoville. Go to Destructoid.com and read some shit. If you want to find out about movies, check out Flixus.com. They write about movies over there. I will see you guys later. Take it easy.